Oxford's a tight-knit community, man. You got all the support. Oxford's a tight-knit community. You got all the support, man. You've had it since, like, even your career. Now your brother has it. How does that feel, man?
Look, we've always, you know, we're from Oxnard. You know, Mikey was born here in Oxnard. I was raised here in Oxnard since I was 2 years old. So, you know, even though we're not here in Oxnard anymore, we still get a lot of love. And if it's a local boxing gym like today, or the boys club, the power program, whatever it is, we're definitely gonna support it and do our, you know, our part. You know, we're from Oxnard, we love Oxnard, and we're happy to be here.
Tell us about the training camp. You guys are moving up in weight. What adjustments do you have to make?
Look, Mikey's very strong already physically, and I think 140 is not going to be a problem. Mikey's looking great in training. We've been doing excellent work with myself, my dad, Pita, and my other son, Bayo. We're doing a great job. I think we're going to be in great shape for whatever Bruno brings.
You catch his mitts. Can you sense his power a little increase or anything like that? Being that he's moving up in weight?
Mikey's going to bring the power to 140 just like he had at 135 or 130, maybe even more. But you know, we'll see. We'll see in 2 weeks. But you know, we know the fight's not easy, so we're going to be in great shape.
In all honesty, Robert, what's the biggest obstacle when it comes to Adrian Broner? Me, from the outside looking in, I would say it's maybe Mikey's most difficult fight, being the style that Broner brings to the table. What is the biggest obstacle?
He is. You know, he's Mikey's most difficult fight. You know, he's a bigger man. He's a hell of a fighter. At one time, he was considered pound for pound top 10, and we know it's not easy. But those are the challenges Mikey wants. You know, Mikey wants to fight the best fighters out there. So, you know, Broner's very strong because my Nana told me he's very skillful and very fast also. So you know, we're ready for anything.
You prepared Marcos Maidana when he fought Adrian Broner. Did you call Marcos and just have a conversation to refresh your mind on some of the things that you know Broner's flawed in, or how you guys went about it?
No. You know, that was like 3 or 4 years ago, and
is it different fighter?
It's just totally different fighter. You know,
how's that?
I think it's a total. Mikey and Maidana are not the same.
Oh, okay, but
so
Broner,
it's totally
different. It's
no,
better.
I think we're gonna see the best Broner out there. I think we're gonna see a hell of a fighter. You know, he's in shape. He's training hard, and he knows this is like do or die for him. So he's gonna be in great shape.
Allison with Boxing Voice.
What was that?
Allison with Boxing Voice. Hey, are you concerned with the excessive holding? Are you concerned with any of the forearms that Broner might do?
Well, you know, we've been watching his fights, and I don't think he does excessive holding. You know, it's only what the ref allows. So, you know, I'll do my job in the corner, and you know, Mike will do his job in there. I'm not concerned about any holding or anything.
Robert, I know you're focused on the task at hand, but I gotta ask you about the Main Mac World Tour.
The what?
The Main Mac World Tour.
Yeah.
What did you make of it?
It's a show, man. You know, people we're watching it because we want to see what Mcgregor's going to say or what Mayweather's going to respond. It's just entertainment. You know, people are going to pay for it just like they do for WWE, like we all did back in the days with WWF. I think that's what we're gonna get, and we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get 2 fights. Yeah. I think we're gonna get 2 fights.
2 fights.
Look, Mayweather's the smartest man in sports. You know, he knows how to make money, and McGregor would never make this kind of money. So I think you know, it's going to be easy for Mayweather the first one, but then McGregor's going to come back and say, fighting, you know, let's fight in the cage, and I'm pretty sure.
You think Mayweather?
I think Mayweather's going to.
He won't even let him use the MX clubs.
Huh?
He won't let him use.
Well, we know he's a pussy already, but still.
Who's a pussy?
Mayweather. He didn't allow Maidana to wear him either.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't want to get hit hard, but that's what I'm telling you. It's business. Mayweather's a businessman, and I'm not saying him, but his business people, you know, could have easily told McGregor, look, McGregor, you're gonna make a couple $100 million in 2 fights. Money you will never make in MMA. Plus, you could lose in MMA. McGregor has lost in MMA, so you could lose to anybody for a couple $1 million. So make yourself a couple $100 million. But you know, Mayweather's gonna win. Mayweather's gonna win both of them.
Yeah, and I had it too.
Right, Eddie? Yeah. He's gonna win both of them.
I had it too. Robert, what did you make of that? What did you give the edge to in the World Tour? Like, who seemed more confident, or did anyone gain an edge or anything?
The little clips that I seen, you know, I think McGregor, because McGregor was just, you know, he's good for that. You know, Mayweather's not that, you know, he's not ready, like he's not prepared for a lot of things. I think even when we had the press conferences with Maidana's fight, I think he wasn't ready for what I was saying, and there was times where he had no answer. So that don't mean anything, you know. That's talking. McGregor's good at that and making a good show. People are loving it, and people are gonna pay to watch it.
People are saying that he's gonna possibly bring in Malignaggi for sparring. There's a little indifference there, though. What do you make of that, though? If he does bring him into
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he brings for sparring. Pauly's just going to be a sparring partner that's going to get paid. A lot of that's what a lot of sparring partners do. They go in there and they do their work. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah. Is what you saw there anything surprise you? And how do you feel about McGregor as a fighter? I know he's not a boxer.
McGregor's so smart, man. Because he's gonna make a couple $100 million in 2 fights, boxing and then MMA. I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Robert, can you touch on the penalties? The weight penalties for if Broner doesn't make weight?
What was that?
Can you touch on the penalties?
You know what?
If they don't make weight.
Broner mentioned at the first press conference in New York that there's a penalty. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it is. No chance. Well, he's going to land because Mayweather's going to allow him to land.
Does he win any rounds like at all? And how many?
Might even win a round or two because Mayweather's going to allow him to ring.
Yeah.
To
make it
win.
interesting for the fans.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So Mayweather might carry the fight into a decision.
I'm telling you, we're going to see 2 fights. No, Mayweather knocks him out.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to knock him out.
Whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. We're going to see 2 fights. We're going to see a cage fight. I guarantee you guys.
And what gloves are they wearing in the cage?
Yeah, why not? Pork chop. Look at pork chop.
What's up, Pork Chop? Now, Robert, McGregor says that boxing is easy. It's
That's what he says. Look, from here, I bet you a couple hundred people might think, I could go in there and do that because we've seen it. We get guys that come to the gym. I could spar 4 rounds, but once they're in the ring, 30 seconds is all they can have. We've seen it many times. It looks easy. Sometimes they see a fighter making HBO pay-per-view fights or Showtime fights, and they see, oh, that's easy. I could do that too, but they don't know what fighters go through: preparation, diet. They don't see all that. So once they get in there to try it, 30 seconds is all they could do.
Robert, you have a little fan right here. He's hot. He wants a picture. He wants a picture.
Come here, champ.
Get a little man. Get in there.
Champ, come here. Okay, stand up right here, right? You stand right here. Come on, let's make a face. Come on, right there.
Thank you.
How many?
Doctor! What's up, doctor?
Good to see you. I was looking for you today. I was looking for you.
I'm here. He's here.
Where are you?
How many pay-per-views does Mayweather McGregor sell? 6 million, 8 million?
Nah, they might do maybe closer to 3.
I think 6.
You think so? Well, the way it's going, you're right. They might break it.
Let me tell you, I was in Toronto. I was
They might go to like 4, maybe 4. That's what I mean. They're gonna make so much money, and then they're gonna have the rematch in the cage.
He said that boxing Mayweather compared to MMA, where you could get choked out and there's kicks coming your way, it's not really a fight. It would be easy.
Well, it is a fight, but it's more like a straight fight. I think Mayweather's the best at what he does in boxing. And in a boxing ring, there's no way, there's no chance Conor could beat him.
So nothing should be easy for Conor at all in that fight.
No, it's going to be as much as Mayweather wants to allow him to do. That's it.
Robert, I got a Mikey question. What about Lomachenko? What are the chances of that fight happening if Lomachenko comes up?
Look, Lomachenko's already he said that he wants to fight Mikey. His manager talks to me all the time, and they definitely want to do it. But he could say he'll fight Triple G too. That I don't mean the fight's gonna happen. Arum is already looking for his next star, and I think Lomachenko is a star. Lomachenko could be his next Manny Pacquiao. So why is he gonna risk him? I think Mike is too strong for Lomachenko. Lomachenko skill-wise is my favorite fighter. I'm telling you, he's my favorite fighter skill-wise. But in the ring with Mikey is too strong for him.
Another fighter that.
What about Rigo and Loma?
Oh, I thought you said against Mikey. I'm like, oh, come on.
No, not against Mikey.
Okay.
Against Lomachenko.
I think Lomachenko, but it's still an interesting fight. Ricondell's too small. I pick Lomachenko.
Another fighter that Bonner has that he could potentially make a star is Terrence Crawford.
That's right.
And Bonner was actually in the gym with them yesterday. I think they might have done some sparring. They did some running. What do you make of that? Of him teaming up with
That's
Terrence?
another one of my favorite fighters. Crawford is a hell of a fighter too, and skills-wise, also one of the best. But with Crawford, I think Mikey Crawford should happen, but maybe not now. Maybe let them build themselves up to where we make a huge, Leonard Duran type of fight, something like that. I think that it'll be huge, and within 2-3 years from now, they're both going to be big stars. So they're both they'll do a huge fight, make a lot of money, and see who the best one is.
Were you aware of that Bronner was in the gym with Terrence Crawford?
I had no idea.
What could he learn something from him?
I don't mean anything. Mike is in the gym. We get MMA guys. What's the guy's name? That showed up not too long ago. Rodriguez. What's his name? Chino's brother, cousin.
The Pantera or something. UFC fighter.
Yeah. There. Abner's there all the time. You know what I mean? It's not like it's going to change or he's going to do anything for him. What can he do for him?
Appreciate you, Robert.
What you could tell Bronner to do to beat Mikey is run around, because that's what he did when he beat Mikey in the amateurs.
Yeah.